of a sudden, the Cubs are playing like the poorest team, and we had a scary moment in Philadelphia this week.
To place your bids today. Oh, man, that ball was smoked right off Burns.
Let's hear what his manager has to say about this.
Hit him kind of in the meat. I mean, man, I'll tell you what, that was scary. I asked him, I said, hey, man, please tell me you have a cup on. And he said, no. I was like, Chase, I said, I don't even watch a game on TV without wearing a cup. I said, golly, man, you guys are crazy.
He's going to be okay. He had to leave the game after that. That's 6 innings, 1 run allowed for Chase Burns, struck out 9. This ERA is a 1.83, fourth lowest ERA in baseball. This spring training, the Reds made a custom Speedo with Terry Francona's face all over it. So they basically made a thong with their manager's face all over it. They had a very big cold streak to enter May. They had gone from first place to last place, lost back-to-back games to the Nationals when their first base coach, Mike Napoli, put on the thong underneath his jersey and wore it during the game. Instantly scored 15 runs that game. So obviously this turns into the good luck Speedo. Napoli wears it again the next day. They win again. The Reds are playing better. Everyone's playing better except for Tyler Stevenson. He's 0 for 8 since the Speedo arrived, so the Reds put the Speedo in his locker. Tyler Stevenson wears the Speedo. He finally gets a hit against the Phillies with the Speedo, wore the Speedo again, walked 3 times, got another hit. Then, in the first game against the Mets, he wore the Speedo again, and in the 4th inning,
Down the left field line. He's got a new look. He's got a home run.
it's a bomb while wearing the Speedo with his manager's face all over it. So since breaking out the Speedo, the Reds are 6-3, and they have climbed their way out of 4th place. So if you look at the division right now, the NL Central, all these teams are good except for the one team, which is the Chicago Cubs. They didn't win a single game all week, the Cubs. They're selling Suck My t-shirts outside the stadium in reference to a comment that PCA made in front of a fan. He actually apologized for that afterwards. He gets fined, and since telling this poor young lady to he is 3 for 21. On Tuesday, he got hit a fly ball.
One out towards right center field, and PCA. Oh my goodness, it's off his glove.
So next day, he gets a ground ball in center field.
Frelick sent around third. The ball gets away from poor Armstrong.
And that is an inside the park home run for Hamilton. Shota Imanaga gives up 8 runs on Monday. He has lost 3 straight starts, has an 8.83 ERA in those starts. His ERA has gone from 2.32 to 4.04. In game 3, Seiya Suzuki gets a fly ball.
In the air right field towards the corner.
He gets hit in the chest with a fly ball. So the Cubs get swept. That's 5 losses in a row. Then they have to play the Astros. Okay, the Astros have the worst ERA in baseball, the worst pitching staff in the league. Against the worst pitching staff in the league, the Cubs hit 156 and slugged 244 in this series. They scored 7 runs all series. So on May 7th, the Cubs had the best record in baseball. They had a 91.7% playoff odds. In the 2 weeks since, they've gone 4-13, have the 2nd worst record in baseball. Worst offense by OPS, slugging, and average. 2nd worst starters ERA. 2 of the 5 worst starters by ERA since May 7th are on the Cubs. 4 of their 5 starting pitchers have negative WARs in that stretch. 4 of their 5 starting pitchers have ERAs over 6 during that stretch, and 5 of their 7 qualified hitters are batting under 200 during that stretch. Their playoff odds are down to 49.2%. So the Cubs have a better chance of not making the playoffs than making the playoffs, when 2 weeks ago they were the best team in the league. The Cardinals have overtaken the Cubs. The Taps Off movement has officially taken over baseball. Last week, a bunch of college kids took their shirts off, started waving them in the air at the Cardinals game. Since then, this has spread across baseball. So a few days later, the Rays created a Tarps Off section. The players rallying the shirtless section. The second baseman tweets, "Y'all boys better pull up tomorrow." And boy, do they show up tomorrow. So the Rays did Tarps Off 3 games in a row. Kids with their shirts off also showed up to Washington, in Seattle, in Detroit, and in Philadelphia that day. At Angel Stadium, fans took their shirts off, started chanting, "Sell the team and Artie sucks." So not only are they doing a Tarps Off section, they are rebelling against ownership and the team. So the Marlins try to do a Tarps Off section. You cannot do Tarps Off. The fans were kicked out of the section. The Tarps Off section in Milwaukee got so out of the hand that the ushers had to subdue them. They had a hard time stopping the vulgar chant. So the next day in Milwaukee, they start checking tickets in the 400 sections. According to what I've heard, this is the first time they've ever done it. Phillies fans started doing the Tarps Off section in the rain. There was Tarps Off supporters in Seattle, in New York, in Boston, in San Francisco, in Atlanta, in Arizona, in San Diego, in Kansas City, in Cincinnati. They were St. Louis fans doing it in Cincinnati. The Cardinals have moved into 2nd place 2.5 games back of the Milwaukee Brewers right now. And in just 2 weeks, the Brewers have gone from last place to first place. Mlb on Monday faces the Cardinals, comes out in the first inning, those 13 pitches in the first inning, 8 of them are 103 or faster. 57 pitches on Monday, over 100 miles per hour. That's the most of all time by a shit ton. Goes 7 innings, gives up 1 run on just 2 hits, has 12 strikeouts. So in the history of Major League Baseball, since they started tracking this shit, 22 of the fastest pitches ever pitched, 19 of those are by Jacob Mlb, and they've all been in the past season because he's only been around for 1 year. He has now 6 consecutive starts with 8+ strikeouts and without allowing an extra base hit. No one's ever done that before. 58 strikeouts in his last 6 starts, has already 100 strikeouts on the year, leads the league in strikeouts, leads the league in FIP, leads the league in hits per 9, leads the league in strikeouts per 9, and has a 1.83 ERA. Paul Skeens just faced Patrick Corbin and lost. Livy Dunn was not happy, and the Pirates are now in last place. But it could be worse. You could be the Giants. So the Giants had a fucked up week as usual. Robbie Ray had a start, one of the worst starts you could have. Those first pitch of the game, strike to Ketel Marte. Next pitch, gives up a single. Next pitch, rips one into right field. That's Corbin Carroll, another single. Next pitch, ripped to third base. Matt Chapman can't field it. So in 4 pitches, he has the bases loaded, no outs. Throws a ball. Then on the 6th pitch of the game,
Arenado with a fly ball. It's headed for the bullpen, and it's gone.
he gives up 4 runs in the first 6 pitches of the game. Gives up a grand slammaroo in the first inning, and that was all she wrote. However, there's some good news going on. Drew Gilbert refuses to stop humping people in the outfield. We know him because he chewed on Robbie Ray's sleeve last season after his big hits. He regularly gets choked out by Matt Chapman in the dugout after he home runs. Earlier this season, he tried to kiss Jung-Hoo Lee. Then Jung-Hoo Lee tried to force Helio Ramos and Drew Gilbert to kiss each other. So they're getting a little frisky in center field, right? And then it was last Monday, they bring out the 3-man thrust celebration in center field. Takes the baseball world by storm. That night, news spreads, they were told they are no longer allowed to thrust each other after winning games. However, the next night, the Mets start thrusting each other in the outfield. Then we see it in the minor leagues, so this starts spreading. It's spreading like wildfire. Then on Sunday, they bring it back, despite reports that it was banned. Then they lose 5 in a row. But on Saturday, they do a new celebration. Drew Gilbert humps once, humped twice, then humps a 3rd time. Apparently 3 pumps. That's no bueno. Teammates throw a flag, and they do not want him to do 3 humps. Then on Sunday, they win again, 2 games in a row. He pumps Jung-Hoo Lee down, then pumps Harrison Bader down, only pumps twice. So this is legal. So apparently they got a workaround. They're allowed to hump in the outfield again. The Diamondbacks might be the hottest team in baseball. They've won 9 of their last 11. Playoff odds have gone from 21% to 46% in just 10 days. They have the best offense in baseball since May 15th, and they have the 2nd best pitching staff. They have surpassed the Padres in terms of playoff odds, who, haven't been that bad. There was actually a brief moment this week where the Padres were in first place. The Dodgers, after losing game 1 of the Padres, lost their first place spot. Game 3, Ohtani pitches. First pitch of the game.
And now in the finale, off we go with a towering drive on the first pitch. Did he get enough? Merrill can't get there. It's
Boom!
gone.
Ohtani hits a home run, first pitch of the game, so he's hitting and pitching, and pitches 5 innings, gives up 3 hits, 0 runs. But in the 5th, Dodgers load up the bases, only 1 out. Fernando Tatis Jr. comes at the plate with a chance to tie the game.
Ground ball to short. That's the second one. Kim to first.
Hits into a double play. So Fernando Tatis Jr. still has 0 home runs. Kyle Schwarber has 21 home runs. Tatis has 0. Tatis is just one of 2 players who has played 50 games who does not have a home run. It has been 241 days since Tatis hit a home run. Tampa Bay Rays. This team makes 0 sense. So the Tampa Bay Rays are last in barrel percentage, last in barrels, last in hard hit percentage, last in hard hit balls, last in average exit velocity, and have the 10th best offense in baseball and the best record in the American League. They are 27th in balls in the air percentage. Since April 22nd, they are 22-6, have the best record in MLB. What has everybody said the past 10 years in baseball, Mitchell? What is the analytical strategy?
Launch angle.
Launch angle, hard hit percentage. We don't care if you strike out. If you hit the ball hard, you hit it in the air, we want you on your team, you're going to hit bombs. They say, this is what everyone's doing. Guess what? We found what is the word I'm looking for? Market deficiency. The players who don't hit the ball hard, who don't hit it in the air, are undervalued because everyone in the league wants players who hit the ball hard in the air. The Rays say, we're smarter than you motherfuckers. We're gonna get the players who don't hit the ball hard, who don't hit in the air. And that's exactly what they did. They're first in contact percentage, second in strikeout percentage. So they don't hit the ball hard, but they don't strike out, and they steal a fuck ton. So they just play small ball now. Everyone thought small ball was dead. The Rays are bringing it back. Third in steals, first in extra bases taken. I bet you didn't even know that was a stat, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, Mitchell, no. Second in runs via extra bases taken. First in stolen base attempt percentage. They only have one player slugging over 500. That is Yandy Diaz, who also leads the league in average. It gets crazier for the Rays. So the Rays had used 7 starters this season. Only one of them was a full-time starter this year. So even though only 6 of their 7 starters are not even technically starters in the traditional sense, they have the best starting pitching staff in ERA. They have a guy named Nick Martinez, 4.45 ERA last year. Hasn't been a full-time starter since 2021. That was when he played in Japan. Hasn't been a full-time starter in MLB since 2017. The Rays get him this year, make him a starter. 1.51 ERA so far this season. Second lowest qualified ERA in baseball. Steven Matz hasn't been a full-time starter since 2021. He's got a 3.7 ERA. Not too shabby. Shane McClanahan hasn't pitched since 2023. He's been dealing with injuries. 2.52 ERA this year for the Rays. Comes back stronger than ever. Griffin Jax hasn't started since 2021. When he did start, he had a 6.37 ERA. The Twins moved him to the bullpen. He had a 4.50 ERA out of the pen for the Twins last season. The Rays say, hey, you suck at starter and you suck at reliever? Come to our team. We'll make you a starter and you'll be amazing. That's exactly what happened. As a starter so far this year, he has a 1.42 ERA for Griffin Jax. And Drew Rasmussen, this guy had a 5.01 ERA out of the bullpen, was traded to the Rays in 2021. So since getting to the Rays, they made him a starter. He has a 2.70 ERA, has the second lowest ERA in MLB since 2021, and that's just what the Rays do. They take guys who aren't other teams, who suck. They say, come to our team, we're going to make you better, and they become better. He's got a 2.78 ERA this year, and they end the week in first place, 3.5 games up of the big bag Yankees. The Astros have the worst ERA in baseball. They have 6 starting pitchers on the injured list. They have a 6-man rotation. Only 2 of the 6 pitchers have pitched more than 35 innings last season. A starting staff of pure dog. They sweep the Cubs, hold them to 7 runs all series. Now, this is the worst pitching staff in baseball, mind you, and they're all hurt. They got a guy named Tatsui Imai, signed $54 million contract over 3 years. So far, terrible. First 3 starts, 7.27 ERA. In his third start, he could only record 1 out, left the game and told the media, quote, I'm not able to adjust to the American lifestyle, baseball, and outside of baseball. So he's having a tough time in America. Went to the minors, gives up 5 earned runs in 2 innings in a AA game, then pitches again, walks 5 batters in just 3 innings in another minor league game. He returns in the majors, gives up 6 runs in 4 innings. So it just, everything is going wrong for this guy. In his next start, can't get out of the 4th inning, gives up 3 more earned runs. So Tatsui Imai, highest ERA in baseball, highest walk percentage in baseball. On Monday though, 6 innings pitched, walks 4 batters, only strikes out 2, but gives up 0 hits. They take him out of the 6th, bring in Steven Okert. He has a scoreless 7th. Then they bring in a guy named Mlb Santa. He has never pitched in an MLB game in his career. They bring him in during a combined no-hitter. He gets a ground ball, another ground ball, and a line out. So a 1-2-3 inning in his first MLB inning. They bring him out again in the 2nd inning. 9th inning of a no-hitter. He comes out in his first game. No pitcher in MLB history has finished a no-hitter as a reliever in their first MLB game. The last time any rookie has participated in a no-hitter was 134 years ago when Bumpus Jones did it in 1892. But here comes Mlb Santa, gets Jock Peterson to pop up, breaks Alejandro Ozuna's bat, and he just needs 1 more out for the no-hitter. Strikes out Brandon Nimmo. So this week, the Houston Astros, who came in with the worst pitching staff in baseball, like by far, 2.66 ERA this week, give up just 18 runs, win 4 games.